Apologies for absence. Councillor Simon Bound is absent this evening. In his absence, we are 2 members of the Executive Committee, which is quorate to undertake this meeting. Declarations of interest, there are none. Any urgent matters to be considered? There are none. And first, item 4 on the agenda is the minutes of the meeting held on the 14th of December. Any objection to me signing those minutes at all? There are none, so I'll sign them at the end of this meeting. Item 5, the Manydown project update, will be either Councillor Isaac will be taking, so over to you.
Thank you, Chairman. This report to the Manydown Executive Committee records the good progress that we've made with bringing forward the Manydown project. An outline planning application for the Phase 1 site was submitted on March the 1st, 2017, and we're now in dialogue with the local planning authority to address the formal responses that we received from the local planning authority. We continue good levels of public engagement, and we've had a wide range of responses from statutory consultees and members of the public in relation to the outline planning application. And there will be further opportunities in the autumn to the outline planning application for members of the public, and also into 2018 when we get to the reserve matters stage. So I'd like to record my thanks as before to the good levels of public participation and interest and support to this project. It's worth mentioning here that the question of the delivery of affordable homes. The 2 councils in their outline application have reaffirmed the priority that's attached to delivering 40% affordable housing on Manydown, subject to viability. In that regard, it's worth highlighting that the Manydown project team have put forward proposals around a broader mix of affordable housing, rather than the 70%, 30% tenure split between rented and intermediate. We believe that this is more in line with the actual needs of our residents in the borough, and accords with the housing and homelessness strategy of the borough. We also have proposed to the local planning authority that the question of affordable housing is dealt with on a phased review basis after the joint venture partner has been appointed. So this is something that we're talking to the local planning authority about currently. And as part of this, we have, and in the confidential appendix here, there is a draft planning viability statement that has to be prepared in order to meet the requirements of the local planning authority. I think that's the only point that I need to highlight in relation to that, unless the project lead officer has got anything he wishes to add at this point.
Nope, that's fine. Thank you, Councillor Isaac. Like you, I'd also like to just make a quick comment that we continue to make good progress since the last meeting, and it's good to see the continuing levels of high levels of public engagement with this project. I don't have any further questions, so moving straight to the requirements for this particular paper. It's recommended that the Manydown Committee considers the comments of the Manydown Overview Committee in respect of the matters contained in this report, which we've done. We note the progress made with the Manydown project, which we do, and approves the planning viability report at Appendix 2 of the report as the basis for further landowner submissions, including to BDBC LPA. And the committee agrees that the BDBC, and in its joint landowning capacity, by virtue of a long leasehold interest, make a submission to BDBC LPA in order to reaffirm the availability of Manydown South that is currently included in the Council's Strategic Housing Land Availability Assessment as a potential future site that is available for development in the borough. So, unless there are any questions, we'll go to that. Fine, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the Manydown Delivery Vehicle Report, the Governance and Procurement. Again, Councillor Isaac, for you, or is it Richard Bailey?
Right. This is the report to the Manydown Executive Committee on the Manydown Delivery Vehicle Governance and Procurement. Again, the project team is continuing to make good progress in terms of bringing forward the proposals of the borough and the county for the important new community we're looking to create at Manydown, and the much needed homes that this is going to deliver. We're making good headway with selecting a leading private sector partner well equipped to do the work with us in the years ahead, and who shares our vision for a high quality development at Manydown. And we're looking forward to bringing that process to a successful conclusion during the autumn. Let's just see if there's anything else I wish to mention. We are now at the stage of dialogue with the shortlisted 3 bidders, and discussing with them their business plans and draft contracts as approved by the MEC in December 2016. We will then move to stage 5, the final tenders, and bidders are being invited to submit their final tenders, and the target date for that is 18th of August 2017. The process thereafter is that the winning bidder in summer 2017 will put forward proposals for a full business case, which will then be subject to approval by both authorities, as well as by the board of the private sector partner. Following the evaluation of the bidders' final tender submissions, Basingstoke Council and Hampshire County Council will present their recommendations for the preferred bidder to the respective authorities in the autumn of 2017. And this, in the case of Basingstoke and Deane, will be to the executive, that's either the Cabinet or MEC, and that will be to approve selection of the recommended preferred bidder, and a delegation to relevant officers in consultation with the Cabinet to carry out due diligence, refine the business case for the governing bodies, TopCo and DevCo, and exercise the option to draw down land from the Manydown company to TopCo. And then full council will make the necessary changes to its policy and budget framework and the council's constitution to accommodate the arrangements that are being proposed for the joint venture structure with the selected bidder.
Thank you, Councillor Isaac. No? Okay, and again, I have no questions for this, so they're quite straightforward. We were asked to consider the comments of the Manydown Overview Committee in respect to the matters contained in this report, which clearly we've done, and note the progress made with the Manydown project, which we do, and again, congratulate the group on keeping this going in the manner it has, with the speed it has, as we approach a more difficult and focused point of delivery within the project. That's the last item, I think, on this particular agenda. So,
could I just add
Yep.
my thanks to the project team for all the hard work they're doing. This is such a multifaceted project, such a complicated project, but I respect and admire the hard work that's been going on here, and the progress that's been made. I'm also like to thank the 3 shortlisted private sector partners for all the commitment and hard work that they put into this. We all know that this is a very significant project that is going to make a huge difference to a lot of people's lives, and therefore what's being done here is extremely worthwhile, and I'm sure that the end result of it all will be something we'll all look back and say, well, actually this was that we've all this good work, all this foundation work has produced something that is going to be highly regarded, not only in Basingstoke but around the country.
thank you, Councillor Isaac. There being no other items on the agenda, we'll call the meeting closed at 11 minutes past 5.